You are listening to my awesome friend Wesley Spider Monkey Outland. Now back to Finish Line.
This is Finish Line.
Welcome back to the program after our radio timeout. Stan Lester speaking to Kate Dillon and that nickname Spider Monkey. You were at that seminar when that nickname come to fruition for me.
Yep, I was.
Needless to say, I was appalled that day.
Yeah, Spider Monkey.
Absolutely. Stan does have a nickname. The good one's Big Papa. They call him Big Papa. Everybody in the office calls him Big Papa. Do what now?
You say the bad one.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to say that. We do allow explicit language, but I'm not going to allow that to go on here on the program. We're with Stan Lester again. Got a comment coming in. Josh and Blake Lester said you're stubborn and crazy. That's why Fast Track is still going. LOL. Jim O'Shields says, I love the statement that your series is a guest of the track. I worked for a series and always tried to have that attitude that we are a guest of the fans and track, leave things better than when you arrived. I like that.
Well, and I hope what people understand is we're just racers. You know, I drove for 34 years. And I still drive every now and again.
Yes, you do.
I'm still one of those guys. You say you're going to outrun me, you're going to have to prove it. I still get that racing attitude, although my past health issues may not let me do it anymore. But we'll see. I could be better than ever.
Yeah.
That's the reason I'm trying to even do what the doctor told me to do. But because I plan on getting back in that seat. Although I'll be 61 years old in July, I'm still ready to rock and roll tomorrow.
That's it. Yes, sir. Stan, before we talk about Ultimate, go ahead.
I'm a very real person. I realize some people don't like me. You don't create something brand new in this sport, and everybody loves you for it.
Well, that was the next thing I was going to ask you about before we start talking about the Ultimate Super Late Model Series back on Fast Track, off the record. And I don't even think I've even ever asked you this question as being somebody that's an employee. What is your thoughts of, obviously they use that cliche, that slogan for the Outlaws for sprint cars, often imitated, never duplicated. And I say, well, you can kind of use that cliche for pro late model racing for what Fast Track set the bar and everybody else is mocking or copying it. Do you find it as an insult or do you find it as a, hey, I appreciate you continuing what I created. What is your thoughts off the record on that?
Obviously, this is not off the record since we're on a public podcast.
Gotcha. Okay.
I have no problem. This is America's land is a free, home of the brave. People can do what they want. The only thing I hate to see is when we kind of back up. You know, there were one series, for instance, that started allowing aftermarket parts in a GM crate engine. I never understood that.
Right.
They said, well, it's to lower the cost. We don't want to charge our guys so much for the parts. Yes, the parts were expensive when we started, but you know what? I think that problem needs to be handled with General Motors, not with allowing aftermarket parts. That's the way we approached it. And we did. We changed the packaging. We did different things. GM worked with us, and the prices came down.
That's right.
You know, there weren't anything else. And, you know, now we have a series. We got away from the stack springs. And a lot of people didn't like that. But honestly, crate cars don't have enough horsepower to make a stack spring work effectively, not like a super. If you look at a supercar, it stays pinned over on the right front, even down the straightaways. If you watch a crate car, it doesn't do that. It comes back up. You'll see the right front come back up going down the straightaway and then fall back down.
That's right.
And you go in the corner.
That's right.
So it causes as many problems as it does good things. So we got together with a couple of other series that kind of did the East Coast, and we agreed on spring and shop rules, or on spring rules, and everybody went to the same thing. So a guy could go run up and down the East Coast, not have to change a thing.
And that's awesome.
Then we have a series that comes in and starts allowing stacked springs again. Well, okay, you can have your own ideas about things, but why do you want to just come in and just be a kink in the armor all of a sudden? And that's the only thing that ever bothers me. I welcome competition. We've seen people come and go.
That's right.
We've seen people come and stay. And it's the thing. It's the thing I've tried to explain to people. Since we've been here, I've seen a lot of people say, "Oh, we're just going to put you out of business." But guess what? You're not going to put me out of business. I'm not going anywhere till I get ready to go.
And of course, and of course, in January, you decided to step away from kind of doing more of the day-to-day operations role, and you have hired a young native out of Texas from Kentucky Lake Speedway, from what he did there to now being a part of Fast Track Companies International, DJ Irvin. And I want to mention everybody real quickly. DJ Irvin, Rose and Jeff Compton, Robbie Cyrus, Brian Frazier, Kelly Carlton, a decade almost working with that man with the Ultimate Southeast program and where it's grew. The respects you have for these guys, especially DJ Irvin as being the new assistant president, general manager of the offices. Talk about, stepping away, because I know that had to have been hard to do. And obviously you're still around, but talk about the team you have in place.
I don't guess I'll go anywhere till my nose hits the dirt. That's the case anyway. It's I mean, as you know, Wesley, I have a couple other companies that's actually how we make a living. Thank goodness. Taking the hits we have over the past few years. But that's how we are able to do what we are with racing. And I don't want anybody to think that the statement I made of we're not going anywhere that we get ready to is that's not being an arrogant, or I'm not being arrogant about that or being pushy about that whatsoever. We have great sponsors, and they've come to me and told me that we're not letting you go anywhere.
That's awesome.
You stay in the business. And man, what a great relationship to have with sponsors. And as long as we maintain those sponsorships, we can stay here forever, So anyhow, but I do welcome competition. I had to go to, it's funny how things work. We announced at our banquet, at our National Awards banquet. Matter of fact, you announced, pulled me up on stage, and I brought DJ up, first of all, as Employee of the Year. Because if a man's ever had trial by fire, working with me every day, being training under me is trial by fire, as you really know, because I demand 150%.
Yes.
I give 100%, and I demand you give 150%. And because we're only here for a short time. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Meaning owners. And if we're going to do something, let's do it with pride, and let's try to do it the best, better than anybody else. That's my way of doing business. But DJ trained under those circumstances, as did you. And let's just say the poor boys had a tough time. But man, if anybody's ever withstood the pressure, DJ has. He's taken things on with stride. I've seen him handle things. I remember the first race we were at together. Some guy come up to me after the race, and he was cussing, carrying on, and DJ had race directed the race. It was at Virginia Motor Speedway. And he was just raising Cain, and DJ was standing about 10 feet from me, and I took the guy and said, "Stop." I said, "You see that man right over there?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "That's the complaint department. Go over there and complain to him." And I walked off.
Oh, wow.
So that was DJ. That's the way we trained DJ, but I can assure you he's about prepared for fire now for sure. But no, he's we announced him as Employee of the Year, which he will earn. No doubt about it. And then we also announced him as Vice President of the company. We promoted him to Vice President, and he took over all the day-to-day duties. I'm going in right now working about half days, for the most part. I mean, if required, I'm there more. We still have some legal matters and pending legal cases against some people that haven't paid us. That, of course, I have to be there for because all that took place before DJ.
Right.
I still work with the sponsors, handle the marketing end of things, and I still work with DJ on a daily basis. But basically, he's doing everything else, and he's doing a good job at it, and he's getting better at it every single day. DJ's the youngest, and you guys, I mean, y'all are about the same age, Wesley, you and DJ. It's time for you guys to take over under the guidance of somebody that's, been successful in business and other forms of business. You guys can relate better to our drivers now. I mean older than a lot of their parents now. And there's just some generational things that you sometimes don't get.
Right.
You don't mean to not get it. And rather than cause controversy and strife in the series with our race teams, I'd rather hire people that have more of a connection with those people than I do. I mean, it just makes good sense, good business sense.
And I know you talked about DJ, but what about what Kelly Carlton's done for the Ultimate program from the Southeast and where that's grown to being as big as it's been now? Would you ever thought the Would you have ever thought the Ultimate brand would have been all over the market as it is now, from the Northeast to the Mid-Ohio Valley, now to the Deep South to the Southeast, where it started?
I never even considered doing a Super Late Model Series. That was not my heart's desire. That's not what I wanted to do. But the drivers, as they moved up, Chris Ferguson, Jonathan Davenport, Barry Wright with Barry Wright Race Cars, different people, came to me and said, "Hey, you need to start a Super Late Model Series." Like, I don't want a Super Late Model Series. I got all I do right now.
Right.
And about 3 years into them doing that, some things happened, and it kind of triggered me to go ahead with it. And now we started off with one region. I don't even remember the year now off the top of my head. I know it's been 9 years.
2011. 2011.
And the opportunity came along where I could hire Kelly Carlson. And basically, I just let Kelly run with it. I mean, he knew everybody from the Southern All-Stars. And we just let him have it. And he's taken off with it, done a great job with it. I think the first year we had, it was 12 or 13 races. And Kelly's built that thing into matter of fact, I tell him, I said, okay, let's start limiting the number of races a little bit here. You're killing everybody.
That's right.
One year he had almost 30.
Yes.
And on a regional basis, I was like, man, that's a lot of races. Of course, now I know some of these guys race for a living, too, that even race with us.
That's right. That's right.
And they need to race as much as they can. But he's done a great job with it. The drivers like him. He's got his own crew. He goes and does his own thing. And we don't always agree on things, but when we don't, we're honest with each other and tell each other. And that's what I require people that work for me. I want to know how you really feel about things. I'm not one of those guys that wants you to tell me what I want to hear. Because when you start doing that, you're on your way out the door. I don't need you anymore then. I really want the truth. Because the truth, we can do something about it.
That's right.
But it's been great. It's been super. We had an opportunity with Robbie Cyrus. Robbie up in the Mid-Ohio Valley. Well, that's how DJ came along. He was running the Battle of the Bluegrass region at the time. And that's how we met, and that's how we got started together. And I started that deal. We had, 14, 15 races there our first year. And I went out and did it myself, which is usually how I do things. And then DJ came in afterwards, did a good job with it, and we promoted him onto the corporate office. But Robbie had been after me for years to go to work, and I saw an opportunity. A lot of people